Yo!
Yayo Talk Show!
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Molly.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Marco.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Katie.
Dreamin'!
Al's name didn't fit. They talk about the show, this group of four friends been going for 1,000,000 years, there's no end. Watching every arc and saga, no sleep. It's the king of anime, 1,000 episodes deep.
Yayo Talk Show!
Talking about One Piece.
It's the name of the podcast.
We're not on Vine. Yayo Talk Show. Talking about
One Piece.
What's up, wenches, privateers, and non-binary buccaneers? Welcome aboard the most chaotic One Piece podcast on the Grand Line Internet. Don't look now. There's a sussy baka afoot. Before we make our accusations, let's introduce the crew. She claims she was in navigation clearing asteroids. It's the captain of the CrUno Pirates, Molly D. Simpy.
I almost threw up a little bit in my mouth when you said that.
I could swear I saw her scanning her pass in one try. It's the wild theorist, Caden Jensen.
I also almost threw up at hearing him say that. I don't like... he's kind of like the podcast dad, and when he says stuff like that, I'm just like, stop it.
He was uncomfortably unmoving in electrical. It's the Laughborg, Al McClelland.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's an Among Us joke. I get it now.
And I've been in medical doing a scan. I'm the internet's gentleman, Mark B. Donica. The B stands for Baka. Fuck. Welcome to the show, everybody.
You gotta bleep that now.
Hey, Mark vented. Mark vented.
He's venting right now.
The best part is, doesn't this episode come out tomorrow?
Yeah. No,
yeah.
That's why I put it at the top, though, too.
You planned for it.
I could take care of it.
Okay, you planned for the swearing. Okay,
Mark gave himself permission to go off Queen once.
And that was it.
That's not fair that he can just arbitrarily do that for himself.
I have such a good track record.
You can edit the podcast if you want that luxury.
Hey, Kate, you want to edit the show?
No, I'm fine.
All right, moving on. Kaden, you are so bloody close to
I'm very
catching
close.
up 100% with One Piece. And of course,
100%.
this section of chapters is some of the most dense of storytelling, of reveals.
Yeah, it is.
There's such a ridiculous amount of laundry list of things. So before we start discussing, we probably, even though I have a very detailed set of notes that were as simplified as I could get them, if we miss something, we know we'll talk about it, but please let us know if you want us to talk about something a little bit more than we did. Also, that's right. Before we go, hey, we got some new iTunes reviews.
Okay.
Thank you. We got two new iTunes reviews over the course of the past couple of weeks. So thank you very much to Dula Derp and Bad 001220000.
Oh, bad.
So
Naughty.
from Dula, we got 5 stars. I'm currently listening to the Punk Hazard episodes, but I am so much vibing with everyone in the show. Kate is becoming unhinged with rants, the Buggy Boys punning, Molly's signature laughs. All of them are a hoot. Amazing for reading along with them. Also, are they not going to talk about the Enel cover story? We kind of do.
Yeah.
We should probably
This is
go back and
something.
talk about
This
it.
is something that we've kind of talked about behind closed doors, just a little bit, because for a significant amount of time, I wasn't reading the manga, so I didn't see any of the cover story stuff. But
Sometimes
once
bring
we're
it up.
once we're fully caught up with everything, I think it's definitely worth to go back and be just like, hey, cover stories, let's take a look at them in the greater expanse of things, because one, we'll need something to talk about, and two, it's stuff that I haven't seen fully, so it'd be really neat to go back and take a look.
Yeah, because this, you first, please.
When the only times I feel like I've brought up the cover stories is for stuff I care about. I don't care about
Molly.
Enel, even
Yeah,
though
Molly.
it's important. I talked about the Ace cover stories, I remember once, and then the Jinbei ones.
I think
Shocking.
we did talk about the returning from the moon theory once somewhere.
We did.
We've talked about the overall point, seemingly, of the Enel cover stories.
There's no point on the moon, Mark.
It's round.
It's round.
Mark's a flat mooner.
Not
Mooner is the name of the episode.
I just need Mark to know I was pointing at him when I said that.
Just because I sit down all day doesn't mean I have a flat ass. Let's read our other review from Bad Digits. Funny. The clerk jokes in the new episode caught me off guard. Made me laugh, especially the very quiet "in a row." Yeah, somebody said somebody did something 37 times, and I went "in a row," and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that. See, this is proof that people hear all of our dumb mumbly shit.
What we say matters. What you say matters. Please leave us more reviews.
Yeah, no, that means we'll do more mumbly silliness. Thank you very much.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Bad.
Thanks, Bad. Thanks, Dula. Hey, this set of so for specifically, we're going to be.
Can I do it? You will usually remember when you used to ask me where the chapters are on.
So, if you remember, we left off last episode at 1074. Caden, what chapter are you on right now?
I'm on 1084.
1094?
1094, excuse me.
Okay. Oh my god. That would have changed this oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mark has to
1094.
refill his beverage. He's knocked it off the table just now.
His hands are shaking.
So, I want to triple check. You did read up to 1094, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because there's a lot of stuff in
Well, the thing is you said
too.
I remember taking notes up to 1084, and I think that's where my brain was. Because then you said, "Oh, I already have notes." I'm like, "Okay, I don't need notes anymore." I was doing a nice note thing, and I'm just like, "Never mind."
Oh, okay. I appreciate
I
that.
wasn't.
Thank you very much.
Damn, roasted.
There's only one thing that Molly wants to talk about this episode, and it's disgusting.
What?
It's Wapple. Hey, where we
No.
we got so much ridiculous. So, Caden, we've mentioned it before. From the end of Wano up until now, it's just been banger after banger after banger of Oda being like, "Oh, I guess I haven't talked about this," or "Oh, I guess I haven't talked about that," or "Oh, people don't know that these characters are still alive," or like whatever, and it just keeps
And suddenly,
happening.
some of them aren't.
Very true. I guess starting with you, I wanted to ask: Is there a single thing that sticks out the most? Like what do you think was the most impactful thing that you read in these chapters?
Wappole's back.
That wasn't the most impactful.
And Drum Island is now called Evil Drum Island.
Well,
It's
no,
true.
because there's Drum Island and Evil Drum Island.
They're separate.
It's Mario and Wario. Okay.
There's York and then there's New York, Al.
Got him.
I don't know. This has been a lot of
guess.
like, I mean, we've got talking about the Sentomaro being good guy Sentomaro, which was pretty big.
Huge.
The betrayal of Stella. The murder of a particular a lot of murder happened. Hey, you know how Oda was just like, yeah, we don't kill anybody. Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, hey, there's a bunch of dead bodies on the floor. Figure it out. Very, I don't know. Feels like Oda's just being like, huh. Yeah, we didn't propel the plot forward much at all. Actually, did we? What if we... And it's like, oh my god, what just happened? Everything just happened.
6 things happened on the same day, and Oda was like, someone's gonna call me out on this. Hang on, we're going from this thing to this thing. So I could say it happened, and people stop telling me I'm retconning things, and then we'll come back to this other thing mid-conflict. And it's like, oh, just kidding. Days have passed. It's like, can you chill out for a second? This what we're talking about today is the equivalent of when Mark yelled, "There's a man behind you," and I screamed. Like this is the portion of the roller coaster that I'm not comfortable with. We're going so fast,
So
it's one of those things that like,
and there's a man
when
behind
we
me.
There is a man behind you.
No.
When we got back from the 3 days that turned into 2 years, it's been kind of coasting. Like, no joke, it has felt very cash. It almost feels like the beginning of One Piece all over again, where it's just like, we're going off on an adventure. Well, there's a big bad guy. We'll go punch him. And we did that for a while. Here. Like, Wano was basically, there's a big bad guy. I'm gonna go punch him. And like, it was super cool, but it did not necessarily propel the plot of going to find the One Piece forward as much as 5 seconds of reading in these chapters is done.
Yeah, we're catching up.
Like, truly, I think it's because, like, Wano was the last stop on the journey where we could just focus on the crew and then get our 3 chapters of, like, well, here's what the world's up to while you guys were doing that stuff for, like, a little while. Whereas now, like, the crew is, like, stepping into a plot that requires, like, a spider web of other plots to happen at the same time. To, like, it's like clearly, like, even though all these stories are separate, like, they're happening at the same time, like, probably like an island away from what's going on with, like, Luffy's gang. And it's crucial that, like, it's like the first time I feel like we've seen decisions being made and the consequences of those decisions actively affecting other people in different areas as quickly. Which is wild. The other scary thing is that I mean, just because we're talking about it, the cover stories have stopped being a here's what they're up to kind of thing and have started being a, like, this, the cover stories have caught up to the current chapters of, like, we see that Pudding got captured.
Yeah, they're simultaneous.
Yeah, and that's terrifying because that has always felt like a fun, distant kind of thing. And then now that they're running together, it, like, truly terrifies me. Like, there's something really offsetting about that.
It's all coming together.
It's listen, man, he's wrapping it up next year.
All the threads are getting closer and closer together.
You said he'd do it. He's doing it.
And really, with the sheer amount of setup and establishment of certain characters to come through, and even just in these chapters of these 20 chapters are kind of a recall of everything from, like, Reverse Mountain to the time skip.
Yes. Can I ask Molly something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to, like, get this out of the way. Grandpa Moonbeard, yay or nay?
No, he's evil.
I mean,
Negative.
aesthetically.
Yeah.
We're talking aesthetically.
No.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Mac,
there's your grandpa rating for the podcast. It's a no from Molly. All right,
Even if he wasn't,
further grandpa
evil,
content will show up this episode.
aesthetically, his hairstyle has 2 points of interest that is pushing, like, 2 different points of interest on my head. I can't get in any. There's no smooching range on that guy.
Yeah.
No smooching range. Absolutely
Which
none.
is his right if he does and does not. You know, it's all about consent. But, like,
Yeah, if
I'm
he's
just
a
saying,
non-smoocher.
I'm just saying aesthetically, it's not prime smooching.
Aesthetically, he is not aesthetic.
Well,
It is-
Caden, did you pick up on his name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Any thoughts?
Do you want me to elaborate?
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, we knew this. We knew that this would come
I told
back
Caden.
around.
I told
yeah, we
Caden
knew
this.
this.
I told
yeah,
Caden
Molly spoiled it. No,
told
but, like, the
everything
last
Caden.
named, the Saint Garling Figurland. That
Figurland.
yeah, that name. Yes,
A
we know
garland.
it.
We
We know
it.
it.
'Cause
Mario,
I pointed
you
it
know
at-
this. You know him.
I looked Caden in the eye and I pointed at it during Film Red.
Okay, yeah. Well, we talked.
Yeah, remember we talked about it.
Yeah,
We talked about the name Figureland, but I don't know. Like, this was
I
the
looked-
thing that I think, if I remember correctly, Molly, this is the thing that made you go, "Oh, he's related to Shanks." And I went, "Huh?" He's like, from that thing in Film Red. And I went, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And that's
Now you
when you
do.
went back and found the comic.
I did 2 different conversations, one with the Buggy Boys and one with Caden. I did the Luffy stare emote at you guys and pointed at it and then info dumped on you. And I did the same thing to Caden at some point, but I don't remember if it was recorded or not. But I told her. I told her. I showed her.
Told her. I told her.
Yeah, it's true.
I did. It was important to me personally.
Bookmark
And-
this.
Anything regarding old men important?
It's more of the like, this is such a huge amount of information that he just left to like Japanese viewers going to the theater to know. Like, it's such I'm sure it'll become relevant in the story at some point, but to drop a bomb like that, for somebody who's known to like the Sabo stuff early on was referenced, but nobody knew due to editing, not errors, but like the way that they edited certain things. Whereas like eventually those original ink drawings were put in a museum and somebody noticed that there were 3 cups of sake in the cover story of somebody had clearly visited Ace. And that was like a huge nod to Sabo being alive. And it's like for somebody who's like does stuff like that, for him to be like, oh yeah, also here's a free manga that you get with only Japanese admission to the movie and only like first come, first serve.
For like the first weekend.
And the fucking manga that isn't online anywhere, just a 2-page panel that someone had posted just because there's such crucial information on it about Shanks and like leaving God Island and Roger. And just for him to be... Well, it's just like, it's like so inane. It's just like, why would you do this? I don't like that. Talk about it. And it's,
Hey.
my hands are so sweaty right now.
Second question. Since I'm obligated to say this, Garp is in these chapters.
Let's wait till the end.
Hold on.
Let's wait.
I just want to ask one simple question. Did Oda remember to draw young Garp hot?
You'll never
Yes.
believe this. He did. What was funnier when that chapter came out, where young Garp, when he finally drew young Garp hot, we had just finished streaming, and we kept making jokes about, will he draw young Garp hot? And like 5 minutes after we finished that stream, you had left, the Buggy Boys and I were still talking. I was like, he did it! The mad lad did it! He remembered! He remembered! And
Finally,
then
we're finally there.
there were people in the chat who were throwing out some eye emotes, like some like, when we were talking about it, because they had already read the chapter, and it was like, unintentional spoilers, but they don't call him God, goat, like the goat Oda, God Oda for nothing, okay? He remembers. He remembered.
He remembers texts from Molly.
Yeah.
As much as he
The
wants to delete
wistful
them.
way that Molly said that, he remembered.
Just like Pepperidge Farm. So I asked Caden what stuck out to her the most, but I want to extend that question to Molly. Was it Garp? And if it wasn't Garp, what was it?
I mean, I feel like Garp's the default answer. I'm not going to talk about Garp, but I feel like from this chapter, it's actually the Shanks stuff, because we're finally getting like little information about what it means to be a Yonko for him. And it makes sense, right? But it never occurred to me that Shanks had other boats in his fleet. And we get like little tidbits of like who that is and who he's associated with. And that like is cool. Like I listen, man, I've been living off other people's headcanons about what Shanks's crew is like, and like actually getting like information on like what he's been up to is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
And there's important stuff or whatever, but like first thing that popped in my head just now is that.
Well, it's interesting to see he's on a different island in a different bar, humoring a different kid, and like,
oh my god,
how many other islands does he like visit regularly to check in on people? How many people how many other kids are like, Shanks is kind of my dad?
Yeah. How many in the worst generation did he accidentally inspire?
You've heard of a sailor with a girl in every port, and I get ready for a sailor who has a kid in every port.
with a mentee in every port.
Kind of the same thing if you think about it.
No wonder why Uto is so pissed at him.
And with that, like, it was interesting seeing the power vacuum and the power difference between the current Yonko and the people that fought alongside Luffy. Like, we saw Law get taken out by Blackbeard in the last thing of chapters.
Oops.
And then we saw Shanks single-handedly.
No, we didn't see him fully. We didn't see him fully get defeated until this set of chapters.
True, but we did get him. We did see him get totally rocked.
We did,
and then
he did get rocked.
Beppo took drugs, but
do you think Shanks took his other arm?
I think Shanks took his whole body.
Do you think he took his other arm and then Kid
He
got
took
back
him
up
to church.
and he was like, "Stay down, damn you!" And he's like, "'Tis a flesh wound.
Tis but a scratch.
Tis
I'll
but a
bite your legs
scratch." Yeah,
Chicken. Chicken.
That's their energy. I'm gonna say it right now. It's their energy.
Al, what about you in terms of like what sticks out from this set of chapters?
So, speaking of old men,
Nice.
we see King Cobra and the 5 Elder Stars in the throne room
That was
with the candlestick.
Yeah, a lot of murder shenanigans happening with like the who did it, and it's like, well, you guys did, obviously.
We knew that they're gonna be the final bosses probably, but seeing a little taste of like why they're the final bosses is fucking scary. Oh, I just said a bad word. I'm sorry.
That's your second, but that's okay.
I'm genuine. Oh, my second. I'm genuinely trying. I'm so
It's okay.
sorry.
I let a second one other than my planned 1 through 2, so that's fine.
But I'm sorry.
No,
Al
nothing
and
to be
I
sorry
shaking
about.
hands. No swear words. No swear words. Got it.
I'm trying. I promise.
I know, and I
I'm trying.
appreciate it, and I love you. I love all y'all.
I
Y'all
love
are
you
wonderful.
too. Thank you.
Hey Al, let's talk.
Yes?
Let's talk about the 5 Elder Stars.
Yeah.
I was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
kidding.
like it. I don't like it.
Seeing Cobra's entire everything, like his world get rocked by just sitting there watching like Emu climb the stairs is
It's just like,
heebie-jeebies.
where is he going? Where is he going? Why
I
is
just
he?
love I love him profusely, and it was more for us as a viewer to get the information. But as somebody who reads a lot of mystery books, that's not how you confront somebody. You gotta have a backup.
No,
There's
this
no
is-
way they weren't gonna kill you.
This is how to die in a like murder mystery book. Step 1, show up at the
like-
enemy's lair alone.
No, you gotta you have to have somebody.
But they're honor bound to immediately.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah, this
you silly,
throne
silly
that no one is
fool.
supposed to sit on, which is the symbolism of why the world government works the way that it does, is being taken? Huh.
I just like that. No, my brain shut down. I'm sorry.
Well,
It's okay.
It's
I
too
like
scary. It's
the
too
the
scary.
the things that we learned from that scene is that it's a ridiculous amount of things. Somehow, the matriarch of the Nefertari family is somehow responsible for the poneglyphs being dispersed around the world,
Based.
and the interest in them and like interest in them being a thing at all.
Based.
We also learned that the Nefertari family is has the will of D.
Based.
Yes.
Daced.
Cobra recognizes the name Emu amongst the names of the first 20 kings, and we get that checked by Ivankov later.
Yes.
Scary.
Gotta fact check those guys. You can't trust them at all.
No,
Scary.
you can't just say that. And the first quote explanation of the will of D, of the D initial, is that it is the moniker of, quote, our ancient enemy.
Based.
What? First of all, Nefertari Lily, boss. Like, happy National Women's Month.
Handshakes with Mark. I feel like we have the same theory about Buggy. And this, I feel like, would be an incredible way for it to come back around.
Yeah.
We
So
are convinced, and there is also this is not our theory necessarily, but there's a
this
theory
is one
out
that we've
there
picked up on.
that Buggy is related to the to Vivi's
Nefertari.
family based
Yeah.
on the hair color, which I have my whole theory about hair color in this universe.
I think it would be
but
funny.
And
I think it
also-
would be so funny.
Like, so we know that Buggy was found, and Alabasta is supposed to be Egypt, and Buggy was a Moses figure that was sent down the river
Put in a little buggy basket.
in a little buggy basket and in order to help
my people
properly
go.
hide his giant nose that he shares with his father Cobra, they put a giant clown nose over it to cover it, and he just kind of grew into it and hasn't been able to take it off.
That's very
Buggy
funny.
is the Moses figure of One Piece.
Which
He can be parted in half.
Oh my god. I don't know if I like this anymore or if I like it
love it.
more now.
Part the red nose.
remember when I made a joke before we started that we talk, or just, I mean, we're talking about Jesus, but like we talk too much about we're talking too much about religion. I don't like it.
Look, Oda
Guys, we
pulls
talk a lot.
from all
We talk
sorts
too
of
much about
fictions.
Sanji and too much about Jesus. That's what
We are
happens.
kind of in Old Testament One Piece right now.
The Lion and the Lamb, man, Mary and Thousand Sunny. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
I'm just
Oh my
saying.
god. Oh my god.
Why did you not get that?
Molly just had this galaxy brain freaking moment.
That's
No,
that's,
she knew. I didn't.
Yeah, that's been in my pocket for a while. Where I'm like, Oda.
50 episodes of Pocket? You
Yeah.
went
Shout
through
out to
50
the lapsing
episodes of Pocket
Catholics
for
out
that?
there.
For people of the listener podcast, tell us yes or no. I'm pretty sure I've brought that up before.
Shout out to religion. Couldn't be me.
I honestly, I think the episode
Shout
we
when
talk
there's
about
religion.
when Thousand Sunny, when we talk about Thousand Sunny, I bet I bring it up because that's a little factoid.
Water 7.
I got, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just
so yeah,
the
Cobra's
creationists were
dead.
right, so
Cobra's flipping dead. This
Rip.
guy's dead. Rip.
sad.
I
liked
think
him.
the best possible thing to come from that was Walpole seeing everything. If there was somebody that I did not expect to forcibly make his way back into the story, it would be Walpole. And yet here we are, and it's him and Vivi and Morgans.
The one joke we didn't want to make about who could join the crew. We didn't want to
Walpole.
joke that Walpole's joined the crew,
And yet
and now we're scared.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I guess to answer the thing that not to
Did you-
be
Oh no, you did ask Al. Never mind.
I did ask Al, and that's how we started talking about Cobra. Rip.
Sorry.
I think the thing that I think stuck with me the most was the entire chapter that covered the world reacting to the sea rising at the destruction of Lelusia, or Lelucia, however you want to pronounce it. They were very specific to mention that the destruction of the island caused the water level of the entire world to rise 1 meter. And that 100% makes me think that this is definitely not the first time the space laser has been fired. They referred to the mother flame very kind of like, yeah, we can do that. Let's hey, where's the mother? Yeah, let's pull that out. Yeah, let's do that. I think the world becoming an oceanic sort of based economy and based like everything is because Emu has been essentially slowly destroying the world over the course of centuries.
I didn't even pick up on that. Oh.
Like how many kingdoms have been space
no.
lasered?
Well, because the first thing that I think of is Merman Island. There's a tree down there. Why is there a tree down there? Well, because that used to be the surface, and the people of that island, that with the help of that tree, evolved into the merfolk, like over the course of centuries, and just slowly, and that's why the ship was down there. Like there's so much that explains, and I hate it.
That's crazy. I never put that together.
It was so specific. It was something like, you should know this. This is gonna come back. This was an Oda factoid that we had to hang on to.
He texted you?
I'm not gonna say that.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
but he might have texted you.
He probably texted you.
Might has texted me, and I'm reading it right now.
Oh my god. Did he use emotes?
Poopy mode, yes.
Awesome.
Oh.
That sounds
He
like
was
Oda.
talking about Buggy.
Oh.
He's
Stinky.
the poop emote. Got it.
Oh, stinky. Hey, how sweet is it that Buggy wants to be king of the pirates?
That's
That
the
hurt
coolest
me.
thing. That's the coolest thing. Like, that's the listen. I'm props to Mr. Failing Upwards. I'm actually really proud of him right now. Like, I'm super proud of Buggy specifically because there was a no-win situation for him in this whole thing. Like, it just kept getting worse. The boat looks like him now, and they're just like, well, we're just going to beat you up more. And his way to counteract this is basically like, I'm going to tell everybody I'm going to be king of the pirates. I'm going to be king of the pirates. And everybody cheers. And it's like, that's it. We're going for the One Piece. It's like, oh my God. By him doing this, they can't, they have to like really tone down and rein in when and where they beat the hell out of him and treat him poorly, because now the facade is really up there and out there. So he is so playing into this now. So it's like, well, you're gonna hurt me anyway, so I might as well have a laugh, which is so freaking classic Buggy.
But also, he legitimately has wanted that, like, since childhood. Like, since
Yes.
seeing Roger say the words, like, he's wanted to find the One Piece. And he's let himself forget about that because he keeps failing upwards into things he doesn't exactly plan for. And now he has this opportunity, so he took it.
That whole
Proud of
scene
him.
when you find out what exactly he's mad at Shanks about, like, hurt me on such a deep level because I can't hate Buggy anymore.
Yeah!
I love him.
Hooray!
One
That
of
was-
us.
It's like, it's so crazy to like quote unquote, you and your quote unquote like surrogate brother, like you and your found family, and the two of you always at a rivalry, basically wanting the same thing, and Buggy being, kind of like putting himself down a little bit of always expecting Shanks to do it over him just based off like their rivalry, and Shanks not wanting to do it and him calling him out on it. And that is what he is mad at him about this entire time. That is what he was putting all of his emotions on Luffy on way back in like chapter 3 or 4 or whatever.
Because of the hat.
And it's like, I would be incredibly honest with this new information that came to light. I saw somebody online say it, and it did bring a tear to my eye that, like, knowing what we know now about Buggy and seeing what he looks like when we first meet him compared to younger Roger that we saw in Wano, like, Buggy's whole look is almost a straight rip from Roger, and it's so...
He's got, like, the shoulder epaulets and everything. It's just like a color swap.
Yeah, it is honestly just a color swap. And like that cut me so deep. That cut me
But that wouldn't hurt
so
Buggy.
deep. Because it's like for somebody like Buggy to love and like in his own way try to represent his father figure, like, oh god, it just he's supposed to be a joke character. I don't want to.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I don't.
He was never a joke character. He's a joke in his world, but he's not a joke character.
Oda, why do you make me care about Buggy?
Oda
Why are we
has
always gotta cry
expertly-
over these clowns?
Oda has expertly crafted the most look at this clown behavior and be like, oh well, look at this clown. Oh, look at this clown.
Pulls up a sticky note. Oh, it's a sad clown.
The clown is sad.
Look at
I'm actually proud of him. 100% proud of Buggy.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think he deserves any of the way he's being treated right now, but also I don't think he deserves any of the nice things he has. So it's a win across the board, I guess.
He's definitely being carried. Like, he should be on a different difficulty level.
He's playing Elden Ring with a Fisher-Price controller, all right? This dude is not set to succeed, and it's just looking worse and worse by the day. But damn if he's not putting his whole Clussy into it.
Got it.
So
We got it.
weird,
Buy it right now.
though, because it's like somebody who is friends with Shanks on a different level. Like Mihawk is like a type of rival / friendship with Shanks. There's like camaraderie there. They acknowledge each other. He walked away in Marineford because he didn't want to fight Shanks. And Mihawk has joined, even though they are in charge, they have basically joined Buggy. And then Crocodile, someone who has constantly denied Doflamingo, like that he's never wanted to be in a partnership, like has constantly said no to other people, is joined up also with Buggy and Mihawk, is just so funny to me. Like, you know?
Is it because of Luffy that they're doing this? Like, because Luffy has just made allies wherever he goes, that they're like, maybe allies are worth something?
I don't
No.
I think it's just people. It's people in a similar situation, right? And it's easier to have somebody who has your back than it is. You know what I mean? If you're not somebody who has friends, but having a type of ally that is also being affected by being hunted down by Marines in this moment, like it's probably better to like have somebody with, you know, like the back-to-back scenario than it is to
Just
be
like
alone and
pure opportunity kind of thing.
That's
Somebody-
what it seems like.
somebody who's always awake to do the night watch, you know what I mean? Like, instead of just you, because you'll get run down eventually.
Crocodile beats up Buggy during the day, and Mihawk beats up Buggy.
Oh no!
With a glass
They
of
have
wine.
joint custody over his ass.
Oh man, they are a throuple, and
Don't
I
like
love
that.
it.
All
I
right.
love that for them.
Okay.
No. You guys don't understand.
You can follow us on Tumblr at
I haven't because it's been a spoiler, so I haven't, but I will now.
Gasp.
Yeah.
All of the thruple art.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, you guys. They got me, all right. My whole mentality has convinced me, and they've convinced me. So
Speaking of thruples,
yeah.
hold on, I'm looking at my notes.
Speaking of throuple,
It
one
says
second.
here, speaking of thruple.
Speaking of thruples,
My notes end here.
Garp, Kobe, and Kuzan. Does that work?
No.
I was looking to bring up Garp, but I'm like, I'll let him decide.
He said Garp and that he lost me at Kobe and Kuzan.
Man, I hate that hottie with the pipes. I
I
would go
don't.
off Queen right now. I would go off
Molly.
Queen right now if I was
Molly.
gonna. I'm trying to help Mark
Molly.
out. What's up?
Molly,
Hi.
go off, Queen.
That guy. I just want the one. No, I said it again. I'm sorry. I realize that
I
if
just want
repeat
as many as I
myself,
can have.
I realize if I repeat myself, then I'm adding to the queue. I'm sorry, but F
so
that
funny.
guy.
I just want the
It's very funny.
Does it again.
I
The
forgot-
next word.
I
It's literally
forgot.
so funny.
If it's one sentence, but the more I say it, the more I work for Mark. But like,
but also
Man.
the more I believe it, you know,
I
you're
understand
really
this
getting me
guy's
on your side.
I understand
No,
this
that's
guy's on a
Naruto,
journey
Mark.
to find himself, but he could not be in he's in the not place he should be, okay?
He's in
He
the
found-
not place he should be.
He's hanging out with people that your mom told you not to hang out with as a child.
No, that's
okay?
exactly the vibe, though. Like,
It's
those
true.
pirates
It's true.
are kids playing pretend, and they're mad at each other for having, like, oh, you can't use force field here. That's stupid. I have, like, a super laser. It's like that vibe.
like what are you doing, man? Hottie with the pipes. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, it's one thing for you to join the Blackbeard Pirates. It's another thing to come for my man, okay? Okay?
His former
There's
teacher.
a joke there.
He's not a hottie. You know what? He's not hottie with pipes anymore. He's a naughty with the pipes, okay?
Oh,
He's
no.
not
I like the wordplay. I like the wordplay. I still like
not
Kuzan.
allowed.
boy.
No, not allowed. Ain't gonna happen. I forbid it.
These
that's
pipes
what
are forbidden.
I forbid it.
Wait.
Ain't gonna happen. That's what I forbid it means. Okay.
Hey,
You can't
can't?
bring in all this Kuzan stuff and then show us like a really quick flashback to show that Garp's hot, but also see their relationship, and then have him attack Garp and win, sort of. And like that hurts. Stop it. I'm so mad at you. We were never friends, but now we're really never gonna be friends.
We're
I'm
done
mad at
professionally.
you. I cannot believe you're
I can
No longer
absolutely
best
believe it.
friends. with
You're
Garp's son.
Makes total sense to me.
Done.
It makes entirely so much sense
You're
to me
done.
that he would immediately flip and just be like, you know what, I could go for a little revenge. Yeah, sure, why not? Because I don't think he's completely sold or on board with the whole Blackbeard Pirates thing, but he just wants a little bit of vengeance, and I think the
He
man
got passed over for that promotion.
he could. Well, I mean, also
allowed to take it out on
he
Garp.
lost a leg. There was also that.
Well, whose fault is that? Not
There's
Garp's.
the government.
Not Garp's.
Yeah, okay, not
Garp wasn't
Garp's.
even working for the Marines at that time.
The
He's in
Garp-
that like
Yes, he was.
he's in that
I mean-
retirement. No, he wasn't
no.
because this was after Marineford, and he had stopped working for the government. He stopped
You know
working
what
for the
Garp
Marines.
did do, though?
What?
He did teach him to want to be part of the Marines.
Well,
He did
that's
do
just
that, though.
part of it. That's
Yeah,
part
he
of
did
it.
do that,
That's the
though.
start.
Don't go making sense on me now.
Every time Garp says,
Here's
hey,
the
you should
thing.
join the
With your
Marines,
fancy
something
mic.
bad happens.
Here's the
Fancy
thing,
Mike.
though. Is this the same guy who looked a bunch of children in the face and taught them his own personal views? And they were like, what are you talking? You cannot tell children this. Like,
Yes, you
what
can.
are you talking about? And he was right, man. Like, come on. They're basically teaching these guys to, like, give up your life for the greater good. And Garp's like, that's stupid. Like,
The
don't do
greater
that.
good.
Don't do that. And he was right. And it's like, so sure, he got him to like the Marines, but at the same time, he's giving Kuzan a lesson in his own brand of justice. It's not Garp's fault that he chose to like do all the things. Like he had a choice. Like Garp had a choice. Garp has said no to being an admiral like his entire career almost. Like,
Geriatric justice.
that's a choice, and he continuously makes that. Kuzan chose to be an admiral. That's not on Garp.
Okay, here's my question then. Then
What?
how do you feel about Sentomaro then?
I mean,
Oh.
how do I feel about?
So while
Okay.
you're thinking about that, while you're thinking about that, and we're talking about Kuzan, I wanted to mention that it was very interesting that within a couple of chapters of themselves, we saw an antagonist be frozen in stone as a part of a larger plan to be unfrozen off camera, and then a few chapters later, we saw a protagonist get frozen and not see the results of that. Only to find out that he is, quote, missing in action.
Who is?
So I going along with what Caden said, I don't think Kuzan believes in Blackbeard at all. I think
Agreed.
he's keeping an eye on him.
He stabbed
Agreed.
Garp. I'm
Garp
mad
can
at
take
him.
it.
Of course.
Garp's been-
Who
do you
better
know
to
how many times-
how far
Caden,
Garp can
should I
go?
make a list of all of my favorite characters in One Piece that I've had thus far
Yeah, but like
who
Garp
have then died? I'm
Garp
worried.
can take a little penetration as a treat. It's
All right,
fine.
chill out. Zeph's not here. Chill out. Chill out.
There's no steak on the table. The
Chill
Jordans are by the door.
Creases Jordans.
Watch,
But yeah,
watch live action One Piece to our listeners.
Yeah, and go listen to our episode. It was very entertaining.
I honestly,
Mr. Buggy Creases Jordans.
I honestly, I don't think because here's the thing. It's Kuzan, Sentomaru, and the other guy.
Kizaru.
The Kizaru, thank you, the white guy. So it's
Kizaru,
like,
yeah.
I think the issue is that we get a little bit of a flashback about what Sentomaru's deal is. And
We get
like,
a flashback with Kuzan.
It was so cute.
yeah, it's here's the thing. It's like, again, like Sentomaru made a choice in the end, right? He's currently actively making a choice against the government. But like, we get context for Kizaru and Kuzan too, and they're still making certain choices that I don't agree with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I know even if
they're a
Kizaru
cat.
decided to change sides, let's say, like right now, like he just like always like, you know what, your kids are right, and turns around and whatever. He's still, gonna be. I mean, he's gonna have the whole world against him essentially, and I get that. That's a tough choice, but like, I'm sure you guys are right about Kuzan. I'm just saying, I'm coming for him.
Sure.
That like him pretending to be
Molly's-
bad and is actually good will not save him from me.
Molly's gonna ice those pipes.
Yeah.
Ooh, got him.
I'll show him. I'll. Yeah.
I
I
like
think it's
him
a
still.
spectrum. Similarly to
Kuzan
how
and I are so
You
cool.
like Crocodile.
I do like Crocodile. I think Crocodile.
I don't trust you.
Guess what? Hey,
I
Molly.
don't trust you.
Molly, Crocodile, Kuzan, and we have a text group. We're talking
That's
about you right now.
okay. They need. Can you like explain to them that they shouldn't be hanging out with those kids that his mom told them not to hang out
Thank God
with?
crocodile starts
No.
with a C.
Speaking of those kids, Mark.
Oh yes. So one of the things that Caden has taught me over the 50 episodes of Yayo Talk Show Plus is like helping me keep an eye out for certain things that Oda is like showing us before he reveals it. and a lot of that is sort of the spectrums of similar action in a similar theme. And we have Kizaru on one end, Kuzan on the other end, and in the middle we see all of the possibility with CP0, with
Yup.
Lucci and Kaku
Yup.
both being good and bad at the same. Well, being bad the whole time, but like working together, quote unquote, to achieve a certain end until it works for them to switch sides.
Yup.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
don't like them either.
I imagined me and
I don't
Molly
like
on
them
that Luffy and Zoro picture where it's just like, you're gonna have to untie us and we'll help you, and then Luffy and Zoro are like, ugh, no,
I don't think they like that.
no.
I
Yeah,
would
no, that was
have.
gross.
I would have punched them in the face.
Like, shut up, Rob loser.
That
Nobody
is
likes
very
you.
Luffy of you.
Hold on, before you unlock him, plow.
a bit where every time he tries to talk, I just slap him, and then it's like before he can say anything, just a couple double paps in there. Just like, we don't have time for this, pap.
Molly
We
used
gotta go
double
right
slap.
now.
It was
Pap,
super
pap, pap.
effective.
Yeah,
Also,
it's a critical hit.
sort of unrelated, but the island fruit is
Oh.
terrifying.
So cool. It's
All of-
so cool.
It's kind of
you
it. What's that movie? What's the? It
The
reminded me
one-
of a movie poster. Sorry,
The
go
one
ahead,
thing
Molly.
I'll say, I think now after all these chapters that Caden has read, I believe that she can now watch the opening to the new season.
Wow, finally.
I think
no, not yet. Not yet.
No?
Never
Okay.
mind. I can't have
Oh.
anything nice.
I mean, you will soon. Oh, it reminded me of the Evil Dead 2 poster of the skeleton, like the skull with like the human eyes looking over
Yeah.
of like the actual island. That's where I was like, I know this look is super iconic for some
The
reason.
island fruit is another one of those things that I saw and I'm just like, Al made this.
yeah.
It's such a
What is
there's
the most ridiculous power I could come up with right here? The whole island.
something about seeing the giant skull suddenly having eyes and like
And talking?
looking down at you and then slowly starts turning his head is both very silly and very terrifying at the same time.
Yep. What did you think about like Garp just kind of like running the show for a little bit there with a fight? Like,
Well, that's
How-
the first
how
time
much
we've really seen him.
how much were you eating, Molly? How much were you just feasting, like ripping the pages and then consuming them so you can mold with them forever? Finally getting to see Garp go.
Markinell, what do you think? How much should I eat? I don't remember what I said. I just
A lot of it was in all caps.
yeah, it was very feral. I feel like it wasn't formed words. It was just noises.
You got fighting Garp and young Garp back to back.
That was for me.
We were on audio, but I was like, Molly, close your mouth.
Yeah, it's like I mean, we get it. It's like it's that it is known, right? Like that's what everyone has told us about Garp is that he is a big deal. But actually seeing, like, not just throwing cannonballs casually, like, and not like standing in Luffy's way in Marineford, but like actually being like, LOL, I'll take care of this, and like jumping off the boat Also, in the most Luffy-like manner, I gotta say, the genes are there. Like, the genetics, absolutely. These two are blood-related, whether they like it or not. Like, yeeting his boat. Like, that is some Thousand Sunny stuff. And Frankie's lawyers
This makes
will be... Frankie's lawyers will be in touch, like Garp. Like, that's just how that's gonna go. But, like,
Mark,
actually
just to
seeing...
leave a note here, can you isolate the Molly's, like, stumbling up to the "it is known" and then just save that and isolate that for me? Thanks.
Remind me later. I'll write the time.
I will.
But like, it's so cool seeing. It's cool to see him in action. Like, we still don't really have like the whole context of God Island, but like, or God Valley rather. But like, seeing just like a little bit of what makes this guy like a legend among the Marines is like so hot of him, and also kind of scary.
I mean, we also see him punch with like black lightning. Like he's using his hockey to create pain past his punches.
And we know that Garp's used hockey the entire time. It's the reason why when he punches Luffy, Luffy feels it, because he's purposely putting hockey in his punches so Luffy can feel it. But like, yeah, it's you know, honestly, I don't want to call Oda out on it, but it feels a lot like he drew that one scene with Rogers and Whitebeard fighting and was like, I actually kind of like this. Like, aesthetically, this is pretty cool. Why don't I just keep doing this? Now Luffy and Kaido can do it, and now Garp's doing it. It's pretty cool. And I like it, and I can't wait to see it animated. But it's also scary, and it's it's weird in the sense that we've obviously haven't seen this since the flashback with Rogers and Whitebeard. But it's like to again reiterate, this is somebody who, it's not that he wasn't good enough to be an admiral. He chose not to be an admiral. So this guy is level 100. But is just chose not to take the title, and is like, it's a little like misleading because he's not that high up in the ranks. He's not as high up as he could be in the ranks. And it's like, to reiterate about Mihawk, somebody who also is like level of 100, going back to the beginning part of the game, the very first island in this world that we go to is Garp's home base, essentially. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
and he's hot. And it's like, the flashback we get of him is so interesting. Where like the only reason he can punch good is because he's been punching boats for like 50 years. That's his training.
He punched boats, like steel-sided boats, so many times there's a big divot there.
He did so good at boat punching that now here he is.
He's the best
punching
at it.
boats for a living.
And then we've Kobe, who'd already been getting trained during the day, had been sneaking out to punch boats as well.
That's very
Which-
him, though.
If
It
that
really
didn't cut
is.
Kobe.
If that didn't cut right to Garp's heart, it's like the first time ever he's had like a pupil who actually like is listening to him and doing extra credit after work, like after school or whatever. Like, it's the first time in his life he's ever come face to face with somebody like that. Because even like Kuzan, he didn't want Kuzan as a pupil. Like, Kuzan just showed up one day, and then his son decided that he wasn't gonna be part of the Marines, and then Luffy ran away, and then also the stuff with Ace going on, and then it's like, you know, as old as Garp is now, he's only now finding somebody who's willing to like put up with him and learn from him, and then also like go out of their way to like be an A+++ like college level student. So he doesn't know what to do with Kobe, because he said jump and Kobe said how high, and he put like an infeasible amount of distance for him to jump, and he's trying to do it, and
He
he
put
will do it.
question mark.
He's doing it, yeah. And he's like, I didn't think you'd take me seriously because no one's ever taken me seriously before. And I kind of love that.
They're so cute together.
It's just like, it's somebody who's spent his entire career seeing the evil of the Marines, trying to do stuff, in his opinion, of justice, and trying to restructure the evil on the inside, and probably not getting incredibly far, probably getting like a little corner to himself of stuff that does work. and then finally seeing and honestly, like, Kobe's the first, but now he kind of has this little group of like younger Marines who want the same thing as him. Like, we meet who we'd seen.
We had so
prior.
many name drops. Oh my god.
Well, first off, I think we said last episode, we finally have some more women Marines, which is so based.
We
But
do
a lot
finally
of
have some more women Marines, finally.
Some of these younger Marines we'd seen in a cover story prior, and I want to say it was during the chapters with Sanji's siblings or whole cake stuff.
So
And they just appeared briefly, and just like kind of like so we see like their character designs, and we just know that they were Marines. And then everybody got out of there, but we have all these kids now. Kobe has a rival that's not Helmeppo, who is just like has an incredibly long hat brim and a fur coat. There's a girl sniper, I believe.
That guy's hat was
Hibari.
drawn by a caricature artist, and he said, "I want it."
Well, it's those hats. Have you guys seen those hats where it's like fish, not want me, fish fear me, women want me hats? But there's the one that's like a full paragraph and they extend the brim of
Keeps
the hat
going
out.
down the bill.
That is what that hat reminds me of. Like there's just a whole paragraph written about women and fish on that thing. Also they have like devil fruit. If anybody wants to help me out, I don't know any of these people's names.
I'm trying. I've been trying to find the names, and I just haven't been able to. I found Hibari, who was the sniper with the flowers.
Yeah, all the girls are like teehee with Kobe.
Did I do a good job, Kobe-san? Yeah.
Even like Helmeppo is very teehee about him. But yeah, all of these guys essentially are like under the GARP bracket.
The Kobe Club.
Yeah, the Kobe Club.
Kobe Club.
Prince Bruce. That's the guy with the long hat.
Okay.
Prince
And I feel
Bruce
like
is a Marine Rear Admiral and a member of SWORD.
there's one more I feel like I'm missing.
I don't like the name of his fruit.
Say it.
The
'Cause
glorp fruit.
I remember we were all laughing about that at one point in the spoiler chat.
Well, because in the translation, it was the squelch fruit.
Yeah, that's the one. And I was like, I don't like that.
It's just
I don't like
that's-
squelch way less than glorp
then
glorp.
No, glorp is better.
Glorp Glorp is more comic book. Squelch is Netflix subtitles.
Yeah.
Squelch is something that you'd see on AO3.
Caden, I literally
I
thought
hate it.
that, and
Thank
I was
you.
like, I can't say that out loud, and
I
it's because
can, damn.
I'm a coward, and then you said it for me, and I was like, wow, Caden gets me. Caden understands me.
I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
You look for those
also,
synonyms and you replace them, and then it's just like, haha.
It's this whole thing with like the Blackbeard Island. Honestly, like even now I'm trying to think of like a better example, but like verbatim, like the Blackbeard Pirate Island, fully equipped with the island fruit guy. This is the most piratey part of this entire manga that has felt like piratey. Like this is like, you know, like probably like what we qualify as like piratey growing up, of like Pirates of the Caribbean level of pirates.
But yeah, pirate islands were a thing in history that happened.
Yes.
Like a sovereign pirate like city state.
Yes. But it's like because you know, like the premise of this whole show is like, I want to be the king of the pirates, but it's like still very like anime-y. It's not necessarily they say pirate, but it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean level of pirating that like we have come to know. And then this whole island man, it's just like the energy of this whole thing is very like, I can, without even looking stuff up in the back of my mind, remembering some of the panels of like Garp on the island and like running around and everything like that. Like it feels honestly like when you drive around in Pirates of the Caribbean, the Disneyland ride, like
When
the energy
when they
is
take over
there.
the village in Spain.
Yes, exactly that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
especially with putting in jail, copium putting in jail, and did we talk about Perona?
Putting in jail.
We did not.
Piranha was like, I'll help you if you release Moria.
Which is crazy because we assumed that guy was dead.
Remember, Oda doesn't kill people unless he
Except for the
shoots them
3
in the
people he just
flipping
killed.
head.
Yeah, unless we see a flashback to the blood splatter.
It's just so much.
Yeah, but also big L on that. I was really hoping he was dead. I was really hoping him and the devil guy was dead.
Absalom.
And we'll never speak of him again.
Never again. You know
Never.
who I never thought we were going to speak of again and was
Morgans?
so... No. Morgans you'll be
Morgans
in
is
my heart.
Morgans is right up there as like one of the most interesting characters in One Piece.
That's
Morgans
what
is
I've
just
been
that
saying
cool.
the whole
Him and
time.
Shaggy having
Him and Shaggy,
Yeah.
handshake. Most interesting people in One Piece. Handshake.
News isn't supposed to be right. It's supposed to be entertaining.
Also, but like,
it's so hard and it's so relevant.
have we ever talked about how he's a guy that like has eaten the albatross fruit and just
Yes.
chooses to be in furry mode the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah,
like, also save on
dude,
his-
100% based. 100% based.
Feathery, I guess.
Absolutely.
I can't remember. Are we under the assumption that all of the seagulls that he has under his
Yes. No,
employment are also
they
part
work
of his
for him.
devil fruit?
No,
But,
no,
are they
no.
part of the devil fruit?
No. That he just got.
He just
gave
makes a
them
lot of
jobs.
friends.
They've never-
like how Mihawk has a small army of baboons on his island. It's just,
They've
he
never-
happens to have a bunch of seagulls.
They've never discussed it, but I do wonder if part of the reasons why Morgan has so much information is because all of those seagulls report to him. Unlike when they drop off the newspaper, it's like, oh, I saw Straw Hat Luffy on Water 7, or
That makes sense. That makes sense
because
to me.
it's they've constantly brought up like a news leak, like how are they finding out about this stuff, etc., of like how does Morgan keep reporting on this stuff. To a point where they like plant somebody in his crew to try to catch him in the act of it.
It's very Lady Whistledown of him.
Oh, I know, and I love that for him.
Yeah. No, he would look so good in a gown. Hey, so
I haven't heard his voice in English, but I am now expecting it to be Julie Andrews.
absolutely.
doing the narration.
2 people that I never thought we would see again are Dory and Brogy.
Oh,
I was so happy to see them.
I knew we
Freaking
would.
Giant Al and Giant Marker back, and I'm really happy about it.
I thought they were going to make us wait another like 100
Yeah.
chapters before we got there, but like they said
handshake
no.
with Molly.
It
They said no.
It was nice of them to show them and like Shanks on Elbaf, and then chapters later be like, "Oh, the only place we can escape is Elbaf," because that
Yay.
sets up the oh my god, we're actually getting the band back together. Oh my god.
It's also like we're getting to the quote unquote end of the line. So there's
Yeah.
only so many more islands before they have to figure out how to find, the legendary One Piece island. So I imagine that they're going to hit a roadblock eventually. So it's what?
Because of the
Yeah.
because of the road poneglyph, they hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
They're pretty big.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I have the brain capacity for that level of pun.
She
right
did it,
now.
everybody.
I did it.
With that
did.
very,
One of us.
with that very pointed joke. Does anybody have any ideas of who the man marked by flames could be? If it's somebody that we've met.
They're hot. All I know
Got
is
'em.
they're probably
Or they
hot.
were at one point. A little uncomfortably hot.
All right, you calm down. You're
A burn victim, Molly.
yeah, and
You calm down.
no, I meant certified hottie, and you went with the physical heat aspect of it. I'm not. You're the one.
A hottie with a burnt body.
Ooh boy.
Wow, that's gonna be really awkward when we meet that character. They're gonna know we talked
unless
about
they're a
them.
burn victim.
Wow, I mean they'll know. They'll know we talked about them.
It's Blaine from Pokemon. Hey,
I honestly, since that information came to light in the manga, have been sleepless nights trying to think of who that could possibly be. Because I feel like at this point, Oda has made like 5,000 plus characters, and chances are that we've met this person already. Or
I'm gonna throw in a guess.
Let's
I'm gonna
hear
throw
it.
in a guess, and I'm not gonna elaborate.
I would love to hear it.
Robin's friend Saul.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say too.
You guys.
Was Jaguar G Saul.
Mm-hmm.
I miss him. Robin misses him.
Robin
I'm so
also
happy-
misses him.
I'm so happy he's alive. That chapter made me cry. I was
Yeah.
me and Robin crying together. I was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
As you do.
I
You first, please.
I
Please.
I want to see him. And I know we are, but it's
I want to see my giant boy.
yeah. I mean,
I want to hear his giant laugh.
I'm interested to see, just because of how, I mean, obviously just from these 20 chapters alone, about the back and forth Oda's been going in terms of like, we're watching Garp fight to his full potential right now, and then we're going to hard cut, and we're going to go see what Shanks is up to, and then we're going to hard cut and go see what Buggy's up to. Like, just the amount of jumping around and everything being incredibly relevant right now, right here, right
The
here, right now.
whole world kept moving on while the Straw Hats were doing their thing.
I'm like, honestly, I mean, I know we're going to go to Elbaf, but it's like, first off, how long are we going to be there? What's the story arc going to be there? Because, I mean, we've been waiting to get there so that Usopp could have like a little bit more of a story arc. I mean, that's like his whole thing. That's his mission on the sea, is to become a brave warrior from his two masters. And like, I'm happy we're going, and I'm really happy to see everybody, but I'm also a little sad that we aren't going to have like the whole cake arc. We're not going to have the Water 7 arc. We're not going to have, it's not going to be its own arc. It's probably, we're going to be there for a hot second, get a bunch of information, and then move on. Like, I don't know if even though we're in the Vegapunk arc right now, it doesn't feel like the Vegapunk arc, right? They showed up, and it's the same day they're like, we got to get out of here. Like,
We gotta go.
and it
Yeah.
it makes me sad that
Somebody
we're
burned this
probably-
second.
It makes me sad that we're probably now in this last half of One Piece at a point where we'll never have another like Wano arc. It's just going to be named wherever they are, but it's not necessarily what's going to happen on that island, and that makes
It's true.
me, I mean, it makes me a little sad just because it's like, again, there's probably like a handful of islands left before we get to the big one, and then I feel like we will start backtracking for like other plot reasons.
Dude,
But like, it makes me sad.
like,
It also would explain why Wano was such a big showstopper if that was going to be
true.
the last one.
I do agree with that. It's hard to not be a little bit, not necessarily hopeless, but ask the question, okay, how are they actually going to get out? Because of everything that happened in these last couple of chapters. It was funny, though, Al, you mentioned that like the world moving on despite everything that the Straw Hats are doing, and having these couple of chapters of checking in with what's going around the world, and then coming back to York, being like, okay, but save me, and
Please.
cutting to the room where they literally have all of their weapons to her. And they're like, nah, we got it. We're good. We got all of the information we needed. Luffy, shut up.
We got your ass.
Stop talking, Luffy, please.
My favorite thing that you said last episode, Kaden, was being curious about S Snake.
Yeah.
And like, what more does she have in common?
Listen, I was right.
You were
I'm gonna
absolutely
say-
right. And I'm so happy that you were.
Because listen, immediately it's just like, okay, what did I say? The first thing I said is like, I hope Luffy is just like, it's like, and now we have children that we're taking care of on the boat. It's like, Luffy, no. It's like, Luffy, yes. Luffy, absolutely. Yes, Luffy, take care of the
Luffy
kids.
Looks at these little homies and was like, I know you. And the little homies are like, I've never met you a day in my life. And he was like, no, we're already best friends.
We are already best friends. That's
Whether they
true.
like it or not, they're part of the crew now. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
And we did see, like, for a panel, we saw Don Quixote and Moria version.
Once
of
again,
Seraphim.
Caden is correct. Thank you very much. I'll
Again,
add that
we're
to
not
my.
gonna- we're not
I'll
gonna
add that
say
to my
no.
really cool things. That doesn't get me anything except for I am happy.
I'm not mad that Caden's right. I'm just mad I have to look at them.
Oh, they're kind of cute though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they are
Doflamingo-
children, but like
Doflamingo
also
was a little bastard as a child too.
they're on
Yeah.
thin ice.
Well, guess what? They're gonna be adopted by the Straw Hats. So problem solved, guys.
There's one really big problem that we have to deal with though first. And that's Saint Saturn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's a very large old man.
That
Big
guy,
Spider-Man.
the Bubster,
This
the Bubby.
Jerry Garcia.
Gerald Garcia. I don't
He-
like it.
Oh
He's
my
energy.
god, he is.
Yeah.
What?
He's absolutely Jerry Garcia.
100%.
Oh
Look at
my
his name.
god, he is.
Uh-huh.
Bruh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Jay Garcia. Like from now on, my name will be Homer J. Simpson.
He has the energy of somebody who I think is already mad at me.
He's got principal energy.
I think he's mad at me, you guys. And I don't care, but I do care a little bit, but I don't care. But also, I don't. But also, like.
But also,
why are
please
you
don't be mad at me.
Yeah, but also, like, what's your deal? Why are you so obsessed with me? But also, don't be mad at me.
It started.
But also, don't be mad at me.
I don't know how Molly feels about this character.
I don't like him. But I also don't like that he doesn't like me.
And
only
also,
fun when I don't like him.
It's kind of hot.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
No.
Glad.
I don't-
I'm glad we reached this new level.
It feels like he's negging me and we've never said a word to each other.
Jesus Christmas.
I feel like I'm already being gaslit and we've yet to look at each other's eyes.
He does have that little cloud of gas by him.
He does.
That's just a thing that comes with age.
Wow.
What was the so we knew that trouble happened, but when the giant pentagram and like evil seal and like black flames,
I don't want religion in
It is
my One Piece.
very demonic.
super
Where did all this
demonic
political commentary come from in my anime?
in my fun pirate anime
Why
about
is
piracy?
there suddenly a war on Christmas?
Jeez.
Why now? Why here?
Yeah, here we go. That's the episode. That's the title of the episode. The War on Christmas.
But also, he's literally like a yokai. Like a
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's scary.
an
This
ushi
dude's
oni,
terrifying.
which is like a bull spider, which is terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, spiders are there and they're whatever, and like they keep to their side of the apartment, I keep to my side of the apartment. Like them's the rules, and if they don't pertain to that, then they get a swift exit with a cup and a piece of paper. But also,
Get the really big cup.
when Inuyasha introduced to me the idea,
Oh my god.
of these giant demon spiders, I was like,
Joragumo,
wow.
yeah.
Kagome!
I was like, wow, original character. I will never steal this. And then now realizing that was a part of Japan history that was trying to warn me about giant spiders.
Yes.
Uh,
They're real.
I don't have a big enough cup for this guy.
Get the
I don't-
big cup.
I don't have a big enough boot and I don't have a big enough cup and I don't know what to do.
I didn't know that he was a yokai.
You didn't know?
And
Look
maybe,
at him.
maybe
Did you
You know,
watch
if you
Inuyasha?
watched if you watched Yokai Watch, you would know that though.
I didn't, which is why. But reading this big again, like because we were going at these chapters week to week, seeing just the amorphous shapes in the throne room when Sabo's telling his story.
The Five Night
versus-
of Freddy silhouettes.
When he got five nighted, he forgot to reset the puppet. Classic One Piece. You remember that chapter when Sabo forgot to reset the puppet?
It's Fred the Fazbear.
It's his first night.
No, that was,
Oh my God,
That was Usopp who reset the puppet.
Emu's the purple guy.
Oh no.
Seeing
So
seeing
Kuma
the
has
amorphous-
Kuma's Freddy Fazbear then. We're agreeing to this.
Oh, and the Mark
Stupid as
IIIs
hell.
are glam rock. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Damn it. So
Okay, go for it.
Can you sing "We Are" as Freddy?
not right now,
Okay.
but remind me later, and I will.
Yokai. Focus
Yeah.
up. Focus up. Yokai.
So seeing from like the weeks/months apart of seeing Sabo escaping these amorphous blobs and just being like, I don't like that, and then watching Saint Saturn show up, and then going back and looking at the shapes and being like, uh-oh, this is what they are.
Bad news, everybody.
Like, speaking of things that I thought we were 100 chapters away from, what?
Yeah, like seeing Lucci with the like dark band around his neck, like Luffy has the white band around.
Oh, the was it the Chinese goddess style level of
Yeah,
what do they call it, like a drapery? We talked about it a couple episodes ago, but
I think we talked about it on the Gear 5th episode.
It's like a godly silhouette.
And so now it's a demon silhouette.
Uh-oh.
And that
stinky.
teeing up for Saint Saturn, and just the war of it all, of the and like the big impact and just this unholy symbol. It felt like a chapter of a completely different series.
Where we dropping boys derogatory?
Coming soon to Fortnite.
Where we
The 5
dropping
Elder
boys
Planets.
derogatory.
The 5 elders.
It-
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. Also, the fact that it was like, if you don't have a certain rank, you cannot look or you will be shot.
I just okay.
ridiculous.
I wonder how many times that rule has been employed and actually worked. Like,
Oh,
You've seen it in
probably
these
a lot.
chapters. They don't care about human life. Like we've known for years, but we saw when Emu made the call to shoot the space laser, they went, of course, it was a terrible island anyway. Doesn't matter. They're all a rebellion was starting.
Control,
to
Alt,
they don't-
Delete.
They make whatever decision. They are the worst yes men, the worst company men, and the fact that they're so spooky. I just want please do a big punch. Please do a big punch.
I can be your angle or I could be your devil. The idea that like they're like, okay, you guys gotta look away because this guy's coming. I like the idea that it's not because
Oh,
it's like they
Lord,
don't want
he's
people to
coming.
know. They don't want people to know that Saint Saturn has a really scary devil fruit or like is powerful or whatever. I just like the idea that he's so gross looking that it's like you guys can't look.
Nobody look
Like-
at me. Don't perceive me.
Don't
like,
look at him.
Who is it? Katakuri that like was like, all right, now leave me to my evil bidding, and then he just quietly is eating donuts because he thinks his mouth looks silly.
Don't look at my spider legs. I don't
He's-
like it.
He's gross. I don't like him.
Ew.
I don't want religion in my One Piece.
His
Well, bad
spider
news.
legs, rank.
Yeah, his vibes rank. His style
demon scarf, rank.
rank.
His horns rank.
rank. His
Him,
face
rank.
whack.
The way that
Yeah.
he combs his hair, whack.
Whack. Yeah.
God.
It's scary. But also, I will say what I do like is that this fool left his normal group. So if this is only one of them
Yeah,
instead
this is
of all
one
of them, there is a glimmer of hope here. And we could also, there's always knowledge in fighting a new foe, right? So maybe we don't win this time, but we'll know how to defeat them next time. Or Luffy will get like a quick like experience rank up from just like being within this guy's freaking
Luffy doing the I didn't know I could do that kind of situation where it's like, neat, I'm gonna try that next time.
just
At
yeah.
the same time, though, he literally deflated.
It's true.
Saint Saturn showed up.
He just needs a
And-
quick nap. He just needs a 5-minute
boy.
nap.
It's true. He was fighting Kizaron.
Maybe a sandwich.
Kizarin.
Kizaru.
Kizaru.
Kuzan better not get in my face or I'll drop that mother effer.
Thank you, Molly.
I will.
Thank you, Mom.
I'm coming for him.
He's fine.
Coming for him.
I think he's fine.
Caden
In
can keep
a PG
crocodile.
way.
Caden can keep crocodile. I'll allow that. I'm coming for
Okay.
Kuzan. Kuzan's gonna get
Okay.
his.
No.
Okay. Yes.
No.
Kuzan's gonna get. Yes. Kuzan's gonna get his.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
but no.
Serving it up. Denny's parking lot.
Serving up my get for the.
Marco says I'm right. Marco is yelling right now
Naughty
because
with that
Marco's
Furious.
like, let me at him. Let me at him.
Full opinions.
Thank you, Marco. Marco's mad, dude. Marco's pissed.
Marco's.
Kuzan's gonna get it. Hey, a last minute thing we should probably talk about because I
I'd love
forgot
to.
about this part. So what's up with Shirahoshi? What's up?
Oh,
What's up?
Yeah, there is. So part of the flashback with Sabo talking about everything that happened at Reverie was one of the celestial dragons wanting to take Shirahoshi,
Yes.
and other royals being unable to do anything, or some of the other royals being unable to do things.
Rebecca.
Rebecca. Luffy's fleet. Some of the members of Luffy's fleet being the ones to help free him from captivity, or free her from being taken by. I think it was Charlos again, because that guy sucks and is like
Always.
a constant thorn on our side. But the celestial dragon that made the order was put to death.
Hooray! Wait.
Smooshed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the celestial dragon that said protect her. I'll take the fall.
Oh no!
Took the fall and was
that,
killed
That was sad.
by Saint Figurland. Yeah.
Yes.
That he was the guy that Odahime punched and saved.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
The king of God Valley, Saint Figurland Garling,
Oh, that's right. It was that stuff.
supreme commander of God's knights.
Oops.
The one allowed to execute.
The
Dragons.
only one.
Yeah, a celestial dragon. Who they showed us a frame and just the name and the epithets of just like, who is this person? Who is this Mactonite looking son of a gun?
Shanks doesn't look like his dad at all. No pointy hair.
For
Or
those who
uncle.
don't know who Mac Tonight is,
Yeah.
McDonald's used to have a late
okay.
night version of Ronald McDonald for adults who wanted to get something at the cusp of, hey, McDonald's is going to close soon. So they had Mac
OnlyFans.
Tonight.
Yeah, it was
OnlyFans?
McDonald's OnlyFans. It was Mactonite.
Mac Tonight OnlyFans?
Yeah, it was
No.
really tasteful. It was just feet and modeling pictures. Hey, let's go back to
was
talking about One
really-
Piece.
Tasteful.
Jesus, where did you guys? There is no reason that you guys should have taken that in the direction that you
That's
did,
not
and I
true.
am not
I
a
knew
part
exactly
of it.
where Molly was going because you said
Yeah.
McDonald's for adults.
Yeah, and then you also got really quiet and kind of sensual, and then you said something about midnight, and I was like, "Oh, so it's that kind of thing." I don't
No,
remember this.
no,
It must
no,
be
it is
OnlyFans.
not. It's
Man
not.
wants to
It's
get
not.
it.
Nobody wants this.
I'm not saying
Kaden,
that it
you've
should
been on
exist.
the internet.
I'm just saying that's when you pitched me this idea. That's
I
where my
didn't pitch
head went.
this. No.
This
no.
is you asking for a baseline all over again.
No. Al, back me up on this. I didn't say anything of what they're saying. In the middle of me talking, immediately Molly goes, Mac Tonight OnlyFans, and I'm flabbergasted. Play it back.
I mean,
You, brother,
there were
you.
Molly went on a journey to get there. I could see how
No.
Molly got there, but
No,
there were
we were
several.
in the same place.
Yeah, we're all in the same
Your
boat.
sloppy handshake.
No, that
Yeah,
was
oh, yeah.
that was a
No
liquid sloppy
handshake
high
for
five.
Molly. I'm wiping my hands. No.
I mean, my hands are
Disgusting.
sweaty, so I get it. It's
Because we were
fine.
talking about old men the whole time.
There's a lot of old men in these chapters. There's a lot of old men in these
But they're
chapters.
not all pickers, dude. There's just like a lot of them.
You don't like Daddy Wrong Legs, Molly?
Daddy
there he
wrong
goes.
legs.
There he goes. There he goes. We did it.
Daddy wrong legs.
Short,
Okay.
sweet, to the point.
Love that.
Everything I hate about religion. And you guys can just look into that as much as you want. I'm sure my therapist is taking notes right now.
I hope
Your
none
therapist?
of our
Can your
therapists
therapist
listen to this
leave?
show.
Can your therapist leave a rating
At
on
the end,
iTunes for
at
us?
the end of every therapy session I drop my socials.
Just
Keep an eye
while
on-
walking backwards out of the room,
At
putting
the
on your shutter shades.
At the beginning of my last session, my therapist was like, "So where did Spatch to Mouth come from?" Like emotionally, where did it come from?
Let's talk about your relationship with Spatch to Mouth. Like, it starts in my childhood.
Man, I totally forgot about Spatch to Mouth till you just said that.
I was.
Anyway, listeners, watch us on Twitch.
We haven't done the Smash or Pass in a minute. Hey, so this.
Oh, ominous.
There was so much. I'm so surprised that we actually kind of touched on a bit of everything in a timely manner.
I feel like
was
what we
dense.
should do on the way out is quickly maybe talk about some more of the Vegapunk stuff.
Because like there was I suppose so, but it like to me, that's just sort of indicative of what's bringing people to the island. It was kind of a means to an end.
I mean,
Like-
we should also probably talk about the important thing. One of the Vegapunks is the traitor.
And also Garp is hot. They drew Garp young.
Okay.
I remember.
Do you?
We're constantly reminded, Molly.
Don't make
Yeah.
me point at the sign. And the sign just says.
He drew
Garp
Garpot.
Yeah.
Vegapunk York being the betrayer makes total sense, makes complete sense. The desperate plea of, hey, our deal's still on, and also, hey, can you come rescue me because Luffy's gonna kill me, and Luffy being just like, we could just use her as a human shield, right? I'm just like, whoa, Luffy.
They're pirates.
Luffy. That was pretty bloodthirsty. Oh my
Luffy said,
god.
I don't like you. You're mean.
I don't think Luffy's ever
Don't?
been that blatantly like, well, we could just kill this thing, right?
Oh,
it's like,
no.
oh my
Totally.
god.
If you put
No.
his Nakama in danger, he will go to bat.
No.
Right
Early Luffy was using Marines as human shields, you guys. This is actually this is on par for
He's
him.
a pirate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
This is all part of the Looney Tunes.
She didn't light a candle the last time she went to the bathroom, and that's why they made that
dump
face.
snapped.
Yeah, that snack dump. And so that's what made them make that
Yeah,
terrible
no.
face on top of.
I don't like that.
I mean,
It's what she does. That's her whole
mean,
prerogative.
Snack dump is not a phrase I'm going to add to my lexicon,
Well,
okay?
it's-
that's what she
It's
said.
Snack
Daddy
dump
wrong legs,
nap.
though. That is bookmarked.
Snack dumped nap is her whole prerogative.
Yeah.
That's the checklist.
SDN. Yeah.
Yeah. No. We.
I mean, literally, the character intro for her character is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
Snack, she
but
took
that
a
wasn't
dump and took a
always-
nap.
That was
but,
always
like-
one cuss the last episode.
Was it?
It
yeah.
was.
Wow. Handshakes with past self. I did terrible today.
I'm sorry I've let us all down, me.
I am 100% trying here.
I love this for you.
We
I
love you,
this for
Molly.
us.
Wow. Thanks, guys. What are we talking
I
about?
can't tell if we were saying we believed in you or just we know.
We accept it.
Tired.
We do
part.
accept it.
I'm
I mean, we
doing
didn't-
my best under
didn't
circumstances.
Really talk about like all of the stuff that happens on Egghead, but that's because it does just kind of happen. It's just sort of the continuing thing of what happened last time. A bunch of the satellites are presumed dead, and the Straw Hats are
Rip.
trying to escape to Elbaf.
That's true. I guess I should say presumed dead, but like Shaka looked pretty dead.
Shaka looked
Yeah.
pretty dead.
Shaka looked
Shaka-
pretty dead, guys.
Shaka's just got a headache right now, okay?
If
Let
so,
him-
here's
Yeah.
the thing. If,
His headache is on the floor.
Yeah,
it's a
his
splitting
his
headache.
head hole is a little
So,
open right now.
a migraine. Sorry. I don't know my medical terms.
It depends on if Shaka is 100% a biological being. Because if Shaka is a Robor, then his existence is somewhere on a backup drive somewhere.
In the best case scenario.
the
Maybe
best case
Frankie can give him a body where he's got cola in his tummy.
And sweet, 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 sweet nipple lights. But we won't know until the cartoon comes out to see whether he's, because those couple of panels where it was presumably blood was gross. Like, oh
Maybe-
my god, this is gratuitous.
Maybe his next body, he'll look like the other member of Daft Punk.
Also,
Jesus
One more
Christ.
time.
Oh my god.
oh man,
I guess we could talk about
It's like
some of the
kind of like a
Vegapunk stuff.
Cyberman.
hitting the head with a
Next
robot rock.
time.
What was that?
Maybe we could talk about the Vegapunk stuff next time, maybe?
Yeah, I mean,
What you think?
it's weird because we're going into like fight mode.
I mean,
Yeah.
not if you just stay in it, baby. Not if you stay ready.
That's true. Like there were so many side jumps.
I've been in fight mode since Garp started fighting. Okay, I'm not losing another one.
I'm not
I
losing
can't
another
lose-
one.
I can't lose another one. This is the series where literally everyone that I love has died, and I have grip strength on 3 of them right now. I don't. and I'm genuinely scared they will all die in the
Ugh.
end
I think they'll be fine.
because I don't have a good track record with the series.
You don't, Molly.
No.
You really do not. You have a pretty bad track record for everything here, Molly. I'm very
not-
sorry.
My fault that Oda. When I say certified hottie and I point to a character, Oda thinks that it's on site.
He takes
He
a
said
screenshot
certified-
of the
certified
tweet and
on
puts it on
fire?
his bulletin board.
Certified burned alive? That's what
He-
you said?
He drops the, what do they call it, the mother light or whatever.
The mother
And just-
flame.
The mother flame, and then just eviscerates my favorite people. Sometimes literally. Do you guys ever think about that?
I do.
Do you guys think Oda's mad at me?
Do I think Oda's mad at you? No. Do I think it's an unfortunate series of circumstances around your favorite characters? Yes.
Should
Do I
write
think
A
that it's
series
specifically-
of unfortunate
Yeah.
gramps.
A series of unfortunate... Yeah, Jesus.
Ruh-roh. I just, you know what we should take away from here today, guys?
What's that?
A big W on the young Garp. On the young Garp. front.
Molly's
Big
just like,
W.
Molly needed that in
We did
the
it.
grand scheme of this episode and like these chapters. Molly deserved to have
And
hot
just
young
gestures
Garp.
at everything in the world.
And just like pretends,
We
it's
did
like, I
it.
pretend not to see the rest of it. I pretend not to see the rest of it. None of it is important. La la la, everything is fine. Hey, look, hot young Garp. Everything is fine.
Yo, it's gonna be on site. If I see Kuzan on site, these hands, he's gonna get him, catch him. He's gonna get it.
He's gonna catch them all, Molly.
Yeah, but also young Garp, baby.
Also, galaxy punches are pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
that's- that's
Galaxy
very true.
Impact.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, so good.
I'll say it once more. He, when the whole
Was
thing
drawn hot.
No, it's just like when
Jeez,
he
Molly, we got
when he
it.
arrives to the scene, it is the most Luffy thing imaginable. Literally,
true.
just steals his whole shtick about
Steals his
eating
whole-
the boat.
I bet he threw the boat.
I think the
Totally
idea.
possible.
I think the idea is that he punched behind the boat, right?
I think so.
But
Yeah.
beat it to the island.
Just beat it.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like Garp.
Yeah. I just heard a really ominous noise outside my window. Maybe we should wrap it here. I think there's a ghost out there.
I wanted to ask
A
if
yokai.
anybody had any sort of final thoughts about the series of chapters.
I'm worried.
It's rough. Like
Yeah.
it's rough out there. Like it's not just rough in the sense of like, oh wow, like this is like a lot going on and everything's really in just kind of disarray with everything. As a reader, it's just like everything is happening. Everything is happening. Like you
Yeah.
can make a prediction for something that's going to happen and you'd be like, well, probably in like 50 chapters, and it's going to happen like now.
Yeah.
So like anything and everything is now possible, plausible, and likely. So
There's a
get your
man-by idea.
theory caps out because it's all important again. Everything's important. Everyone you ever met in One Piece, they're going to come back. Wapole is here. No one is safe.
Yeah, this is paced like a recap episode, but these are all new and very important plot points. And it is a lot.
It's a breakneck speed, and also there's a man behind you. No.
It's the thing. It really wasn't until these chapters where I started to think that maybe he actually will do it. Maybe he actually will finish this within the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Because of just the sheer pace of how much stuff is happening, and like y'all said, of how much stuff that is old is new again, and the stuff from early is important again. How much farther will we go, and how much more will we experience before the end of this series? I can't wait to find out together.
I just remembered real fast. I'm sorry. You started talking and I just started thinking about Marco.
I mean, but how is that different from every other time?
It's actually relevant.
Oh.
Where I just realized that the last time we saw Marco, that the OG Stussy is like, you know who would validate my son's DNA? Vegapunk. And now I'm like, maybe Marco just shows up and saves the day. Maybe Marco shows up and dies. And now I'm scared.
There was also
I'm scared.
a single panel that was never addressed of a Blackbeard ship. We don't know who was on it, but it was flying the Blackbeard flag, approaching Egghead, and we have not gotten any sort of a tag back of who that is.
Gross.
And I hate that.
Gross.
I hate it so much because a lot of the chapters on Full OLED were, oh man, when Blackbeard gets back. So I think they're trying to imply that it's Blackbeard, but if Blackbeard shows up on this island, I will McFlip and lose it. Like,
I mean, if he shows up, that would be the best. Like, okay, you can take care of it. Like distraction.
Flip and lose it at
like
night.
let him fight Saturn while we get away. You know, that sounds like a you problem. Like it was our problem. No, it's a you problem.
yo, get sucked, loser. Hey,
yeah.
Get sucked, loser. Things I would
it's the black
never
hole.
I never would have expected to hear from Mark.
Get slurped, idiot.
yeah, get slurped because Blackbeard's got the black hole and
The
Yeah, no,
slurpy.
I understand what you were trying to say.
yeah,
The slurpy
get
slurpy,
sucked.
no me. Right next to the
Slurped and
squelch
whole
squelch, no me.
in the same sentence.
Yeah, Walpole's about eating.
Is it?
Moving on.
Blackbeard's about sucking.
Okay.
I don't like the way he says
that. That's sweet Thursday night energy.
You can really hear Al's laugh now, and I like it.
Yeah, you
so
can.
crisp, and I love it. It's like a
Gotta
cup of coffee in the morning.
It's a treat.
I've
Mark was-
been awakened.
I mean, Mark was commenting, I got a new mic at the second to last episode where Caden will be caught up. After Molly had her mic backwards for the first two episodes. So it's tradition. We're starting a tradition.
It's
Yeah,
called
you wanna talk
growth.
And also, the comedic timing of it all is like, well, now's about the time. Hit buy, got it, nailed it.
Now
We
you
did it,
guys can
everybody.
you can hear Al's fear in 4K now.
Nervous laughter.
You can hear when he starts typing on the keyboard now.
Before we wrap the show up, hey, first of all, if you made it to this point of the episode, we really appreciate you. And thank you for tuning in all the way to the end. We love you.
I love you.
Yeah. We very much appreciate y'all staying through till the end.
we're doing
till like
it.
the actual end.
We're doing it.
Like past the outro music is what I'm saying. Like those of you who are up to this point and don't stay through like all the way through like after the music, we appreciate you. Hey,
Hi.
before we go, what's everybody up to? What are y'all doing? Where can the folks find you on the social media? Let's start. Hold on. I'm going to randomize this. Caden, let's start with you.
Oh, wow. Big surprise. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Caden Jensen, Tumblr. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Threads. You can find me on Instagram. You can most definitely find me on Twitch, where I stream very regularly. I have a YouTube channel that has all of my VODs. If you want to find that, you'll have to come to the Twitch streams. And also you can find me on TikTok. It's real Caden Jensen or Caden Jensen VT because somebody took or Caden VT, excuse me, because somebody took my name on TikTok because, of course. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Caden. Back to you.
Okay, back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Caden. Al, back to you.
Hi, this is Al here, from the Weather 5 Sky Chopper.
Father.
Oh, because you're the doctor. That's good.
Father.
You can find me basically everywhere at Al McClellan Jr. That's ALMCCLELLANDJR. Good luck.
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mark B. Donica. What am I
Back
doing
to you,
right
Mark.
now? Thanks, Al. Back to you.
Back to you,
could
Molly.
Not be sitting. I could not be more sluggish in my chair right now. As you guys waste more time.
Thanks, Molly. Back to you.
I am propping myself up with a goddamn stick. You can find me watching the Hobbit movies with Caden on Discord. No, you can find me. Where can you find me? You can find me on Tumblr at Molly Flood or Molly K Flood, depending if you're looking for memes and or art. We have a Yayo Talk Show Tumblr. Follow us on there for your hot thruple fan arts. Blue Sky, Molly Flood. I stream now, so Molly Flood on Twitch. If you want to watch me play some fun games
Or draw some things.
or draw some things, thanks Al.
You're welcome.
You can. Is that it?
That's mostly it,
Yeah,
Molly.
you talk to
Can
Tumblr?
you-
You did
Yeah,
that.
you said the gig.
Cannot find me in public. Don't look at me.
Don't do it.
Look for me.
Do not
Don't.
perceive.
Unless it's Kuzan, I'll see you at the Denny's parking lot. You're getting eviscerated on site. It's gonna be the garbage plate is gonna be your face, my guy, on site.
Going along with how most meals at Denny's end, now that you've listened to the episode, you've joined our Grand Fleet. With that comes the responsibility of telling your friends, leaving a comment, having a moons over my hammy, following us all over social media at Yayo Talk Show, and letting Caden catch up in one piece.
That's insane.
Bum,
100% peace.
Bum, bum, bum,
Dun,
bum.
dun.
And we'll see you next time when Caden will be completely caught up, for the moment, with One Piece
Whoa, whoa,
on
whoa, whoa,
Yayo
whoa, whoa.
Talk Show.
Whoa.
Welcome to week to week.
Why are we laughing?
It's hell here. It's not good.
Hell is other robots, Molly.
What?
Talking about One Piece.